Love Hip Hop Miami, Season 1, Episode 9, Crossroads. So we got Scrappy and Blue. Blue mentions that he's doing Brandon with Bucky. He also mentions that let's see, Bucky was once upon a time messing with P. Blue invites him to her boot camp, so you know they can, I guess, rekindle things. You have a Super Cindy Trick and Miami Tip and Bobby. So there's a podcast called Simply Way Up. Oh no, I'm sorry. On the podcast, Miami Tip and Bobby are on Super Cindy's and Trick podcast, debuting his single Way Up. Trick applauds him for being himself and gives him props on his song. Trick leaves, and then Cindy, being messy, mentions Trina. Bobby says that Trina doesn't support him and wants to be the only star in the family. Tips wonder if he deserves all the attention from her. She says, you've never been with her in the studio or invited her to one of your sessions. After the podcast, of course, Bobby wants to try to straighten her out, and Tip pretty much tells him that Trina lets her open for her. Like, she'll fly out to wherever it's at, Trina lets her open. Like, she lives this shit, she breathes this shit. Like, she's a stripper. She's trying to hurry to get out of this fucking stripping thing before her son actually knows what a dancer really is. Like, she uses her stripper money to take care of her family and also to pay for her studio session that she lets him get on. This is her last chance, and like the fact that we saw a vulnerable side, her tearing up, like, I felt that shit. I really did. The only thing that I'm upset about is that we really didn't get to hear any music from Miami Tip, because I think that would have really brought this home, but we only got 10 episodes, not to include the reunion being 2 episodes. So, but I want to see more Miami Tip next season. Like, I really want her to win. Like, that shit was strong, but it's going to be kind of fucked up because I think with her being on the show, her son might actually know sooner than she would want him to what a dancer really is. Let me see. You got Trina and Joy. Bobby invites both of them, and Joy is pushing Trina to go to his single release party. Michelle, Jess, and Malik, she has it. So Michelle has a song release party. Malik tells both of them that he came out, so he's out of the closet. In walks Prince, and then you hear these drums, and it's pretty much a dance mob. And like I said, I didn't know at the time, but it wasn't until further watching that all of them happen to be from the LGBTQ community. Malik gets mad because he feels that it's a shot at him, so he goes to check Michelle. Michelle's like, hey, that's your boy. You need to go check him. Let me see. And, Malik is just like, like, why would you have all these fags and queens in here? Like, I can't, like, pretty much like, I came out to you, so why would you do this to me? He's like, bro, I didn't even know he was gonna be here. He was just like, but when you saw me, you should have did this shit. And it's just like bowing up on him. And he even mentions just like, so you really finna act like this, especially when you and somebody else had a fucking incident at my fucking party, but you want to sit here and like flip out like this? Fucking insane. And Prince apologizes to the dance. Just like, don't ever let somebody make you feel bad about who you really are when they're struggling with themselves. And then you have fucking Malik just like, did you try? Did you see? And it's just like, dude, calm the fuck down. And I felt bad for Prince because, I don't think Prince really about that life. But somebody just need to tag Malik ass just one good time. Like, seriously. Because that shit was mad fucking crazy. And I think he pulls that shit with people he knows that he can. But I don't think he would ever step to a motherfucker like Trick like that. Highly doubt he fucking would. Or Gunplay. But I digress. Let me see. Tip and Jeffrey, she invites Jeffrey to Bobby's rehearsal, and she even says Bobby is remorseful, and at this particular point in his life, he really just needs support. So then you have Bucky and Scrappy. So she is having her little boot camp whatnot. She appears to be the only one to sweating, but I digress. And long story short, they fucking go at it. I mean, but this is nothing different. They always fucking do this shit. Blue tells her, like, to just apologize. and just say we'll talk about it later. Like Sue, just go, just tell him, you know what, I'm sorry, we can talk about this later. She goes and then she wants to know, are you still gonna work with Kitty and Nikki? And then she starts to blow up again, and then Scrappy starts going, and Blue is out being the comic is telling Scrappy like, man, just tell you sorry, hug her, tell her you love her. That's all she want here. And that fucking scene is over. Bobby's release party. Bobby is overjoyed to see Trina. Now Bobby gives a damn perform. He really needs to work on his stage presence. He really does. Now, I hate to fast forward to the reunion, but he needs to link up with Amala Negra, and so she can show him a little something about how the fuck to command the stage. I'm just saying. I don't really mean to jump forward, but damn it, the fucking reunion already fucking aired. So damn it, y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. Cindy sits down and being fucking messy as hell and says, Trina, like, I'm surprised to see you here, given that, you know, Bobby had so much say to you on the podcast. You had, what's her name? Miami Tip. It seemed like she was trying to, like, you know, help the situation, but she was doing a horrible job at it. And then Trina goes and turns all the way to fuck up on Bobby. And this is an instance where Bobby probably should just say, you know what, I'm sorry, it is what it is. But those two go at it, and I was so mad because it's like there were so many different opportunities for Trina to go off on somebody, preferably somebody of the same gender. But you tend to go off on somebody of an opposite gender who happens to be your fucking cousin. And I think she knew that she can get away with doing that. I was kind of upset with that. I really was. But Bobby is on 10. He goes over there and is about to lay into Tip when on cue Jeffrey walks in. He is all floored and happy. I mean, Jeffrey went there for closure. I don't know if he necessarily got it, but he was able to calm Jeffrey down. They really let bygones be bygones. And then everything ends with Jeffrey going home to see Malik. Jeffrey shit is outside the apartment. And you literally, like, I don't really know how to explain it. It's like Malik was the epitome of an angry black woman. Like, all I imagined was the whole part in Norbert where Respucia was sitting in the house. And then Norbert walked in from the date. And then the lights turned on. And just, it was just one of those things. That he was just so fucking angry. It's like, you don't go to an ass party, then you come home to me. You're like, that's the problem. You don't think. He's like, I came out for you. What the fuck he say? I did this for you. You don't deserve a nigga like me. You deserve that trash. It's like, going the fuck off. And I'm just like, I don't know why the fuck we turning up right now. Mind you, Jeffrey needs his just dues, which we'll visit that sometime soon. But I'm just like, you tripping for no motherfucking reason. But whatever. That was the episode. That was it. I mean, that was me giving to you as short and sweet as it could. And next is Little Women of Atlanta.